Welcome to the sixth installment of the 22 and 22 series, where we will rank the 22 teams returning to the regular season in Orlando. At number 17, we have the Orlando Magic. Let's start with the season recap for the Magic. The Magic have had a pretty consistent 2019 to 2020 season. They have wavered around a .5-ish season, and most of their players have also had solid seasons as well. Nikola Vucevic has put up a 2010 season, and Evan Fournier also averages 20 points per game, and he has definitely got under the radar, and he's a pretty solid point guard. The Magic have also had a very solid defense this season, with Jonathan Isaac at forward, although he did get injured, and Markelle Fultz at point guard. The Magic don't really have the immense talent that other teams do, but they do have hardworking players that play very well together. As for some player news, Fournier has recently recovered from a right elbow injury right before the NBA season went on a hiatus, and he is most likely going to participate in the bubble. As for Al-Farouq Aminu and Jonathan Isaac, they have both suffered their own knee injuries, and although the coach hasn't ruled this out, it's very likely that they will both not return, but who knows, it's still a possibility. For my season outlook, I predict the Magic going in the 8 games 4-4. This is because their schedule isn't too difficult, but they also do have some tough opponents. For example, the Magic are going to face the Nets twice. I see that as an easy 2 wins. They're facing the Kings. I think that the Magic will also beat the Kings. And then for the Pelicans, I think the Pelicans are sort of a wild card, and the Magic have been the more consistent team. So I think that they'll be able to pull out and win. So I think the Magic, they're most likely going to secure the 7th seed over the Nets because the Nets, they're just totally collapsed. And yeah, I think that the Magic are going to do decently in the 8-game tournament. Okay, so now that I've discussed the Magic, let's move on to the ranking segment of our video, where we'll each discuss our individual rankings. So we all unanimously had the Magic at 17, and I'm just going to elaborate a little bit on what I said in the video. The Magic have 4 easy games in my eyes, and they have 4 difficult games. So I think the Magic are going to go 4-4, and they're most likely going to secure the 7th seed, although they do have some players that will are still questionable from injuries. But I think the Magic are going to be the 7th seed.
Yeah, I agree with 17, and I think this team and the last team which we talked about, you can watch yesterday's video if you haven't already to check out what that team was. That's sort of the start of the second tier of teams, which are like sort of playoff contenders and the sort, like the actual playoff contenders who have a shot at maybe stealing a game or something off the 1 or 2 seeds. I think that I somehow disagree with your opinion that there's 4 easy games because I feel that any one of these teams, except maybe the Nets, can beat the Magic if they're doing well. I feel like the Kings can beat the Magic. The Pelicans can definitely beat the Magic. They have so much firepower. And so I think that a more realistic record for the Magic might be like 3-5 or even 2-6 if you're a pessimist. But I really like the future of this team. Even though they need to really figure out some things on the offensive side of the ball, their defense is really good, and defense wins games at least.
All right, yeah. So I also agree with Aki that the 4-4 estimate is a bit optimistic, but I definitely think that it's fairly clear that they're going to get the 7th seed just because of how abysmal the Nets and the Wizards are. But I think that they are still weaker than the 7th and 8th seed contenders in the West. So that's why I have them at 17.
Okay, so that just about wraps it up for this segment of the 22 and 22 series. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video where we will discuss our 16th ranked team. This is the boys from the Bench Warmers, signing off. See ya.